What's going on YouTube? It's Barrymore, and today I'm bringing you the finals round of the locals. I'll be piloting Ulforce on the right and my opponent with Wargreymon X on the left. So he knew I was playing Ulforce and he kind of wanted to troll me with the Ulforce from BT2, the gold one, on his side of the field, which is okay with me. Not really. But with that, let's get right into the match. So I win the dice roll, and I go straight into a starter deck Veedramon on top of the BT11 and into a Veedramon to choke him to 2. Over to his side, he goes into an Wargreymon X. It looks like he unbricked his hand when he showed his cards. But right here, he just passes because he looks like he didn't get a level 4. Back to me, I drop a Veedramon rookie. And I search the top 3. I end up picking up Arena and an Ulforce. And then I bottom deck the other Arena. From there, I just go into a Leomon and choke him back to 2 and see what he can do on his side. It looks like he's breaking pretty bad, so he just passes again. I raise up the Veedramon and I go into the Arrow Veedramon, and I swing. It's pretty easy, safe to swing with this Arrow Veedramon because it does have jamming, which has worked out this time when I was able to just hit a Digimon instead of an option or a Tamer, which is always great. Digivolve into Ulforce for 4. On Digivolution, I do drop a Jerry, which is a turn too late because the Leomon was already out, but either way, at least I still put him down to 2. Over to his side, he finds a rookie Searcher, which he drops it, chokes me to 1, and searches his deck. And he does grab the Wargreymon X for later use. I hatch another BT11 and go into an EX1 Veedramon. And I attempt to swing and tap the Jerry for some reason. I'm not sure why. I probably thought it was Arena, but I end up hitting a guy for 0, which I do pay the price for that and kills my Ulforce, but that's okay. I play the memory boost. Look at the top 3. Looks like Leomon's the only option I can get. Sadly, I have to put 3 Tamers down to the bottom. Over to his side, he plays another Searcher, so it looks like he's breaking pretty bad, not finding a level 4, but finally hits Greymon, starter deck 1. So next turn he can start making some plays. Back to me, I go into a Veedramon on top of the Veedramon for 2, choking him to 1, and he does the same exact thing, goes into a Greymon for 2, choking me to 1. Luckily, I do have the memory boost on my side, so I can do plays if I need to, but I just go into an Arrow Veedramon raising, putting him to 2. He goes into a regular Metal Gray on his side, putting me to 1. I raised, use the memory boost because it looks like I'm going to go into an Ulforce play here. Tap the Arrow Veedramon to look for a Tamer, but hit none sadly, which happens quite too often, unfortunately. But I do Digivolve into the Ulforce, drop Arena, which does unsuspend me, gives me blocker evade, and I'm able to bounce one of the Agumons. Since I have the best lineup that you could ask for, I do get back 3 memory, 1 from the Arena, the Veedramon, and the Veedramon on top of the Veedramon below Leomon. So I go back to 3, swing with Ulforce, drop another Arena, unsuspend, getting another memory, going to 4. Checking security, and then I do it again. Tap the Arena on swing, play a old Arena to search the top 3, and then unsuspend. So that'll hit for another 13k because I do get that BT11 1000 DP for unsuspending, which helped out here because I would have hit that Wargreymon X and basically died or had to evade, but I don't think I was able to evade there. He decides to scoop because he's way too far behind, and we move on to game 2. So game 2, I go first. Go ahead and just drop Arena because I don't have a rookie. Luckily, the Arena does search me a Veedramon. So at least I can Digivolve into the raising with him when my turn comes back around. He goes into the Wargreymon X on his side, and then he drops a Wargreymon Searcher. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit anything that he can pick up, and bottom decks 2 Agumons along with the X antibody. But at least he does have a level 4, which he goes into and raising, passes me to 2. I go into the Veedramon, and I drop another Arena because apparently I don't have a level 4. And it looks like I won't have a level 4 next turn either because I grabbed the Arrow Veedramon. So we'll see if I end up getting one from the draw. He goes into Wargreymon X over the Agumon, and for some reason he tries to get the Wargreymon X, but realizes that he can't get it. So he just grabs the Wargreymon X instead. He swings and unfortunately hits a memory boost to help me out for my next plays. And then he just decides to go into his level 5 Metal Greymon on the raising on top of his Greymon X. Back over to me. I do end up drawing a Leomon, which I go straight into in raising. And then I pop the boost to go into a level 5. That way I can choke him to 1 and he can't go into a level 6 if I was to give him 3. Back to his turn, he decides to swing again with the Agumon X, which is just making things worse. That Agumon's making things worse for him more than helping, because he hits a tamer, and this is the arena, which is the card I want to see the most. He just drops the tie to put me to 3. And right here I'm thinking if I should raise. I'm not sure if I have the Ulforce in hand or if I am just thinking of what to do. But I do drop the tie. No memory gain because I don't have anything that gives me memory for dropping a tamer, but I do end up drawing a card because I have less than 8 cards in my hand, so the Vmon does drop me and I believe the Vmon actually drew me the Ulforceveedramon here. Either that or the tie. But I do go into the Ulforce unsuspend because he was suspended. I do gain back 2 memory, but it doesn't matter because he has a tie memory tamer on his side, so he goes straight to 3. Now right here I believe he goes into the Wargrey, which is very dangerous for me because this is BT1 Wargrey. If he just swings into security, that would be all checks because he does have the tie, and he goes into the Metal Grey X on top of the Alteris mode. So him swinging into all 3, I don't run any options besides Ice Wall. So even if he did hit that, it wouldn't matter because he doesn't check options, which is very dangerous for me, like I was saying, because he can go swing in for, I believe it would be all 5 checks, but I only have 3, so it doesn't really matter. He just swings in, and he's over 12,000, which is over my Ulforce, so I don't want to block. He hits 2 Vmons on the Jerry. Sadly, I don't have the Leomon to drop down, but this is why I say it was dangerous, because he can go straight into an Omni and just swing for game, and I will be forced to block, which I end up doing. I'm start with 4, but there's not really much I can do. I don't have a stack. I didn't have anything in raising. That Omni is just gonna check for, we're just gonna swing for game next turn. But I try anyways. I climb up into a level 4, into the Veedramon, see what I can do, and then I go into a Lobomon to see what I draw. But it doesn't seem like anything's coming out that I need, which I really don't even know what could have came out from the deck to help me there. So I just go ahead and end up scooping, and we move on to game 3. Game 3, I have him go first. So he hatches, goes into Agumon, draws a card. And right here, I think he's either thinking about dropping the Agumon X for search, or just going in raising with it to see if he can get what he needs with the next draw. Which he decides to do it in raising. And I guess it pays off because he does draw into the level 4 and goes into the Greymon with security check +1, passes me over to 2. I go into a Vmon, and then just drop a Madoki. Looks like I don't have a level 4, but at least I do get to choke him to 1. And see what he does. He does have a level 5. It goes into Digivolves into it and raising. The piercing Metal Greymon passes me over to 2. I end up drawing the Veedramon, Digivolving into it along with the Arrow Veedramon on top of it, giving him 3. And then he goes straight into the Wargreymon from BT1. And he decides to swing, but he's only swinging for 11,000 because he doesn't have a DP boost. So it is kind of dangerous because he could hit an Ulforce or the Omni. But he does hit Arena first check, gets me a search. And then the next 2 are just level 4s. So luckily he didn't swing into anything big. So he was able to keep his stack. And then for some reason he decides to drop the memory boost, even though I have a Madoki, but he might not have anything else to play. So at least he got some search, and he picked up an Agumon X to be able to go into a raising to build up another stack next turn. I decided to promote. I don't have enough tamers to bounce his Wargrey because he doesn't have any protections, but I do Digivolve it to the Ulforce, dropping Arena, which I do gain the memory back from the Veedramon, inheritable. So now I swing with the Ulforce, tapping the Rena to play another Rena, giving me enough tamers to be able to bounce it. And I end up checking for 1 security. And that does trigger all my effects, including the Renas. Well, my other effect with the Vmon to get a back some memory. And I go to 3, hit into an Agumon. I drop a Vmon. I guess I'm trying to search for more tamers. But I end up only hitting an Ulforceveedramon out of that Vmon search. But I do end up swinging again. And I drop down a Jerry. So I might have been looking for a different tamer that wasn't a Jerry because I didn't have a Leomon in hand. And luckily I only hit a Wargreymon X. Nothing that could help him out like a tamer or a guy 4-0 to attempt to destroy the old force. And then with nothing on board, I just drop a Vmon. Nothing on board on his side. So there's nothing for me to worry about. Even the guy 4-0 wouldn't do anything because I would just evade it. And he digivolves into an Agumon with an Agumon X and into a Greymon for 2, and then drops an Agumon Searcher. He does see the Greymon X, so he can get ready for next turn to raise his Greymon or digivolve into it on the and raising, and he picks up his Agumon for some reason. I think he forgot that he dropped it. But there's not much really he can do here. I have 4 bodies on the field, along with the old fours that can unsuspend multiple times. I have 2 Renas on the field, and he knows it, so he just goes ahead and scoops it up. There's not much his security can do to help him in that situation. So unfortunately, his old force trolling didn't work out too good for him. But he's a good friend of mine, so we're gonna give him a pass this one time. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.